But first, we actually have a live guest who's going to come on our Rave Show. Ambar Sharma. Ambar is a poet or a shire right here local in the Northern Virginia area. Welcome, Ambar, to the Rave Show.
Welcome, Ambar.
Thank you, Soumya. Thank you, Jiju. Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing good. Rocking, raving.
Perfect.
Well, I did introduce you to the audience as our local poet or shire. So if I may take the liberty to ask you to narrate a few lines of your poetry to the audience, please.
Sure. Yeah. So I'll start with a very simple, short poem of mine. It's a play with words. And here it goes. Zara ख्याल रखना कि हमारा ख्याल आए तुम्हें. जरा ख्याल रखना कि हमारा ख्याल आए तुम्हें कि तुम्हारे सिवा और किसे हमारा ख्याल है.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's just a play with words. I'm using khayal with different perspectives and meanings. For the English audience here just means, please make sure that you think about me. Who other than you would care about me?
Wow. That's sounding better. And when you say that in Urdu, it brings out the feeling and the meaning. The way the Bollywood songs are like that. What do you think?
Poetic language.
That's the reason I write in Hindi and Urdu, because I miss the feeling when I try to translate that in English.
Yeah.
So you hit it on the head.
Absolutely. बहुत अच्छा था. एक और हो जाए, please.
Yeah, why not?
Sure. So we recently watched a movie Gehraiyan by Deepika. So that inspired me, that word itself. And I wrote a couple of lines with that word. डूब रहा हूँ गहराइयों में, गुमशुदा तन्हाइयों में, मिले थे तुम या ख्वाब था, अब ढूंढ रहा हूँ परछाइयों में.
Even better.
वाह, मजा आ गया.
The English translation, what is it?
So it translates as drowning in the depths, lost in loneliness. Was it just a dream, or you really walked in my life?
Wow.
Now I just keep looking for you in my shadows.
English translations are also pretty good, and maybe with the way in which you're putting the feeling, right?
I agree.
If I say, I don't think it will come out that way. So
I agree.
Yeah, I mean it is. I mean, fortunately, it just turns out a little bit good. But I give examples how I just totally lose the feelings. For example, Ismat Chughtai, she's a very famous novelist from India. She wrote a book, Lihaf. I mean, Lihaf itself sounds so romantic, so sensual. And I was looking for that book, and in the US it's not available. The only version I could find was the English version, and the name was The Quilt.
The Quilt.
Yeah, I was like, I can buy that at Home Goods,
Good one. You're a humorist too.
That's right. Well, that's really funny. And I think on the Rave Show, we generally like to learn more about the other side of Indians. I mean,
let me ask you. Sorry about this. Ambar bhai, we at least some of us picked up guitar, right, when we were young, possibly to impress girls when we were young, right? Now, for you as a poet, did you just pick up a paper and pen and started writing poems in the hope of impressing?
Such a Jiju question.
I had to ask this.
No. Well, let me ask you, have you watched Fir Hera Feri, Jiju bhai?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so there's a famous dialogue like chilla chilla ke sabko scheme bata de.
You have a sense of humor for sure. You're asking something.
Now that's out of your chest.
Okay, out of my chest.
I'm glad you clarified with Ambar about girls and guitar and poetry and the connections and Fir Hera Feri.
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you about your other interests. I would love to know about what else do you do? Shire, of course, is wonderful. So can you tell us, our audience and us, anything else?
Well, I brew my own beer.
Brew your own beer? Did I hear that?
Yeah, I make my own beer.
Okay, we are friends with him. We have to be friends.
Did you really mean? She asked, "What else do you do?" Did you say you brew your own beer?
I rarely get to hear that as a response.
Yeah. I brew my own beer. I'm a home brewer, so I brew my own beer in my home.
Wow. That's amazing. And I'm looking at the videos of your brews and the process.
How do you go about doing it? I mean,
Yeah, what's the story?
Well,
yeah.
well, when I first came to the US, a friend of mine said, "Well, you're from India. Do you like IPAs?" And I said, "What is IPA?"
Yeah.
Like, it's India Pale Ale, literally. And I've never had that. I was like, I don't know what IPA is, but I was curious to try. So we went to this small little brewery in Rhode Island, and I had my first sip of IPA, and that just changed my world. I was like, this is fascinating. This is fantastic. And then I read more about it. I started reading a lot about it. I got books to read about the brewing process. I've been to 7+ countries, 300+ breweries.
Wow.
And then a friend at a brewery, so what's next? You've tried so many beers. Are you going to make your beer? And I was like, can I do that? And he's like, yeah, you can make your own beer. I said, is it legal? I'm like, yeah, you can homebrew and it's legal. I said, I can make my own beer and it's legal. And from there on, it was a process of learning. And I'm at a stage where I brew my own beer at home.
That's amazing. And it all started with India Pale Ale.
India.
Yes.
India, sure. So what do you call your beer? Usually people give names and all. What do you call your beer?
I just call whatever the latest happening things in my life is. For example, I made a beer in fall with my brother-in-law's girlfriend. She taught us, she's German, and she taught us a game called Settlers of Catan.
Yeah.
And I brewed a German beer while they were here, and I named that beer Catan because it's a German beer and it's a German board game.
Hey, this is great. So you brew your own beer at home and you got all the machinery. We just saw that. So that means that you can stay at home and drink the whole beer day in, day out.
That's what he would do.
That's what I'm thinking. It's a dream come true. Is that the same? Is that how?
No, well, I usually brew it for friends to get more feedback so that I can get better at it. And the truth is, my beer is usually gone within a couple of weeks every batch. I have no worry about shelf life whatsoever.
So we were planning to come by your time now because after hearing and seeing all these things. But hey, thank you, Ambar, for taking so much of time, right? The poems were amazing, and I might steal some of your lines for my songs, as you know. But I will check with you on that. And the beer, let me take an appointment from you, myself, and Soumya. We'll come to your home.
My doors are open. You guys are most welcome anytime.
All right. Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks for the invitation. We'll take you up on it for sure.
Come back again. We'll go to more to talk about beer and poems.
Great.
Good.
Thank you, Ambar.
Thank you.